Morning everyone, welcome back to another video. Starting the day out with some funny cows, steers actually. They've made a hole in their pen. Come on fella. Nice. G'day fellas. Is that the guy that was just out? He's trying to get out again? I don't think so. Okay. So these boards were screwed in and that makes them easier to... Well, that's a nasty sound. Hole's fixed, now they can't get out anymore. Finished up at the farm for this morning, and the next thing we're going to be doing, and for the rest of the day most likely, is I'm going to be trucking for the combine. We are combining peas already for 2 days now, and we are now hopping in the truck. Now the way we combine is we just have the one combine on our farm. We don't have enough acres to justify two yet, and we truck the grain straight off the combine with a tandem. So those are our silage boxes, but we use them for grain as well. We just can't fill them all the way full with grain, otherwise the hoist is not strong enough to lift it, and it's also grossly overweight and violating every highway rule that exists pretty much. So we don't do that. We just put one hopper in the truck there and then drive it straight back to the yard, dump it in the bin, and just go back and forth like that all day long. It's a very economical way of doing it for us because we need those trucks for silaging, and then they double up as grain trucks. We don't have a grain cart going in the field. If I'm being honest with you, we are maybe a little old-fashioned in the sense that we've never really been that concerned with compaction in the field. Maybe that's wrong, but I don't know. One thing at a time. We're figuring things out slowly. Anyway, this is the pea crop. We're kind of in a low spot here. This definitely doesn't represent the entire field. You can see up there it already changes color because it's a lot further behind, but this is it. Beautiful pea crop. Might very well be the single best crop of peas that we've ever put in a bin on our farm. So, well, that was a pretty miserable pod I picked. Let's try again here. There we go. Look at that, 6 peas in a pod. So it's not max yield yet. We're nowhere near max yield on peas, but it's doing just over 60 bushels an acre so far in this field. The field name here is Brooks and Forbes. The 1/4 section we owned first was Brooks, and then we bought the one to the south of it, and that name was Forbes, and then we combined the two for half section, so we just call this half section Brooks and Forbes. So this is definitely going to be the best pea crop we've ever harvested off of these acres, and probably the entire farm. So we are dropping the straw. We're going to bale it. We're still with our tail tucked between our legs, running out of straw there a couple of years ago. We are going to have such a gross excess of straw in the yard at the end of this year, I think, but we just don't want to deal with shortage on straw ever again. So we're just going to continue to bale and bale and bale. So that's the strategy anyway. We'll go see if we can catch up to the combine now. Figured we'd come to the back of this field. Just see, this is a low spot, so these are where the peas are going to be the best. Not quite hip height, but pretty close, and just full of pods. Pods at the top of the plant, even have a couple peas in there, so 3, look at that. So looking good, looking good. Desiccated a week ago, man. It's still just full. You could almost eat this still. All right, we're getting close to picking up our first load off the combine for the day. 1 pass, and that hopper's already heaped up on top, so that is pretty good. That's our first load on board. It's pretty good. There goes Chris out to the field. He's gonna go bale. Lots of straw to bale there now. Got back to the yard. First thing we do is pull over the scale. We weigh in every single load off the combine, and then we know exactly what we have. This way we know exactly what our yield is to like a real accurate amount, and then also we know exactly how much we can sell or how much we need to buy back to feed the cows in a year. So just keeping track is a really good thing to do on the farm. So we'll write this down. I have the notebook. Oh wow, I am way far off that. I thought I hit it. Got to get a little dialed yet, I see. There we go. Quickly check the oil on this tractor. Looking good. Waiting for my third load of the day. And look at that. Mom got us lunch ready. We got mashed potatoes, green beans, and meatballs. That is, that's quite phenomenal. With this load, I may or may not need to switch bins. This bin that we're filling right now might be full, so we'll get to the top here and check it out. Kinda thinking we'll be good. Maybe a little bit from the next load can go in here yet. It's just up there. That bin is full, so it's time to move bins. This is the one we just filled. We're gonna move to this one. moving right along this afternoon. With this combine hopper that I'm about to pick up, we'll be at about 3,000 bushels harvested so far today. Really big day for us, I guess, on these peas. We might 7,500 bushels in a day would be big for us, I guess. We'll probably go right till 10:30 tonight. Just max out the hours we can do in a day. Start as early as we can, go as late as we can. Go, go, go. Especially since probably we could get into the fall rye right now. But we first got to do like another 250 to 300 acres of peas yet before we can get there. So, gotta keep it moving. This strip right here is where we deleted a tree line between two fields. I think 2 years ago now. Last year was farmed as one field. The year before that, I think, is when we did the work deleting this road allowance. It was overgrown with trees and prairie, so we took it back, and this is the crop it's growing. We're almost done for the day. Straw looks like it's getting tough real quick. There's almost no wind today, so the dew, you can already feel the air starting to get a little more high moisture, a little more humid. That's our combine, just covered in dirt. For some reason, the dust, the dirt, it's so sticky. It's not wet, it's almost like staticky or something, just sticks to the combine. Chris started baling the pea straw in this field too today, and he did quite a few bales already. I think we're very quickly gonna end up with way too many straw bales. It's nice, put a guy on there, run it the whole time the combine's running, and then we'll keep up to the combine, and then we only have to run one baler. That's maybe a little easier to keep that going. Just running the numbers, we should end up with about just over 29,000 bushels of peas. So that is off of 450 acres, just over 60 bushels an acre. We're gonna fill 2 of those bins. Those are 10,000 bushel hopper bottoms. They will hold 20, and we'll fill one of the 7,500s, which will bring us to 27.5. In total, that'll be about 28,000 bushel. So either the crop's gonna do a little less, or we're gonna have to find one of these small bins to put it in, or we can put it straight into the feed mill. We don't want to partially fill any of these bins this year because it looks like we're gonna need all of them. We're gonna fill, hopefully, you know, it's not in the bin yet, but we're thinking, trying to plan it all. 2 of these with canola, the 2 middle ones will be peas, and then probably 2 for sure with canola, hopefully, and then we'll have 2 over there with barley, and then we'll probably fill that with barley, and then we still have fall rye, which it's a quarter section, so 12,000 bushels to 15 maybe if we're lucky. If it does what it did last year, 16, 17, 18,000 bushels. So we need to find some more bins. Luckily we have another farmyard. It's got a bunch of flat bottom bins. Not my favorite thing. They're not the fancy ones that unload either. They're a bunch of 2,000 bushel flat bottoms. So you'll have to clean them out with a grain vac. That's okay, it's better than putting grain on the ground though, so. Yeah, maybe in the coming years we'll have to look for some more bin space. That'll be nice. In other news on the farm, my sisters, both Neline and Miriam, finished off the barley that I was swathing yesterday afternoon. Neline and Dad did the majority of that field, so that's nice. That's done, it's on the ground. It can be combined now, probably within 10 days. That is going to take a little bit. There's some green kernels there that got to dry out, so that should time out nicely. After today, hopefully 2 to 2.5 days on peas, and then hopefully 2 days on rye, then maybe we'll have a little buffer zone, and then we'll get into that barley. So that's how it's looking. And then of course the canola, we've swathed a little bit of that already. We'll continue to swath it. I think even tomorrow morning we'll get on that, so that'll be 2 to 3 weeks yet.